fans, and welcome to another episode of Silver Screams Reacts. It's been a minute.
We're back!
It's been a minute.
This entire year and its DLC have been a horror show. So hi guys, we're doing our best.
We've been busy.
We've been so busy.
We've been busy, but there was one thing that happened today that demanded our attention.
Because we are recording this on Tuesday, is it the 11th today? What day is
12th.
it? It's the 12th?
Thank you, Watch, for telling me what day it is.
Fuck. Already?
Yeah.
Oh my god, why did I think it was the 11th? I don't know what day it is. We're recording this the day it dropped. Let me just say that.
So, for this, I mean, you clicked on the video, you know what this is. This is our reaction to Scream 2022, which is dropping in January of 2022, which normally, it used to be the death knell for a horror movie to drop in January, but I guess the business model has changed.
Honestly, just going to get this out there before we watch the trailer. I'm always worried whenever there is a new installment in a franchise that has been dormant or chill for a while, or that has changed hands. And this is both of them.
Yes.
This is both of those things. And so I like this franchise, and therefore multiple fears, but it all kind of accumulates in one fear, Scream 3 Redux.
Now,
The trilogy is 1, 2, and 4. Fight me.
yes, for a good long while, I was thinking no more Scream movies without Wes. And it is definitely sad to see us here at number 5 without Wes. That being said, we also didn't necessarily think that a Scream TV show could live up to how fun the original series of movies is, and we were delightfully mistaken in that regard.
Here's the thing. Did they get the people who did the first 2 seasons of the TV show to do this movie?
I don't think so.
One fear!
Now, that being said, we actually have not watched season 3 of Scream. It was
Just the first 2.
It was on our to-do list. We are not neglecting it. It's just been a very busy time.
Everything has happened so much.
Yeah, we were.
You saw me not know what day it was 2 minutes ago.
We were swamped in the before times, and then the panini happened, and
the panini continues to happen.
And that just has thrown everything in our schedule into disarray. So please, 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 if you could be considerate, no spoilers for the 3rd season of the Scream TV series, because I do very much want to watch it, and I will try to sit down with it before this movie drops.
That said, go ahead and put your favorite Scream movie in the comments, and those of you who put Scream 3 are getting disowned.
Yeah.
It's not my channel, so I can't do anything, but, yeah. Your opinion is perfectly valid, even if I don't agree with it.
Your opinion is valid, but if you do provide spoilers for the Scream 3 series,
Then
season
we're
3,
punting your ass.
yeah, you will be your comment will be deleted, and I will block you from the channel forever. So please don't do that. Anyway, I don't want to wait any longer.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait any longer.
I have to say, the last thing before we start, I'm just looking at the top comment on the video, and it says, "I'm calling. This time Sydney is the killer. She's just sick of this shit."
Well, technically speaking, she's been the killer in every single movie because not a single ghost face has survived. You mess with Sidney
fuck with the original.
You mess with Sidney Prescott, you are gonna die. Sidney is always the killer.
I appreciate that that's a thing, and it's like, well, I'm gonna take my life in my hand and be Ghostface today. Do a speed run, see how many I can get before Sydney eventually comes for my blood. Like, oh buddy, maybe don't do murders.
Maybe don't.
We wouldn't have a franchise if that were the case, but maybe don't do murders.
Okay.
Alrighty.
I think with that said,
Let's
and
do it.
without any further ado or preamble, shall we?
Yeah.
Scream.
Have to do better.
This isn't funny, Amber.
Would you like to play a game, Tara?
That's the wrong franchise.
Hello, Roger.
This isn't fucking Trevor.
It's always nice.
Unlocked.
Oh, that's not good.
Doors locked. Doors unlocked.
Oh, that's so mean.
Wow! Someone's a fucking hacker.
I will say, it's always nice to hear him. Hello?
It's happening. 3 attacks so far. Do you have a gun?
I'm Sydney Prescott. Of course I have a gun.
Atta
Something
girl.
about this one just feels different.
That was a good shot.
I know who you are.
I've been through this a lot.
Like,
This is your life now. Which
Way
means
more-
that whoever this is going to keep coming for you.
way more times than should be probable.
You ready for this?
I liked that shot.
Certain rules to surviving.
Attacks were all on people related to the original killers. Whatever his link is to our past, it's pulled us all back here. And I won't sleep until he's in the ground.
Atta girl. Get him! Get him! Get him!
Hello, Sydney. It's an honor.
This is a good way to end a trailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh.
I appreciate the idea that this might be a copycat killer.
Absolutely.
More so than any of the others. Because all of the other ones, and we're going to talk Scream
All
franchise
right.
spoilers
Yes,
here.
if
so-
you are not, I mean, we
you
already
haven't
spoiled
seen-
some stuff already.
Yeah,
but
if you haven't seen the Scream movies, we're going to talk some spoilers. So, go ahead and watch 1, 2, and 4, and maybe Wikipedia what 3 was all about. And, come back and watch 3.
It's fine.
Get a drink if you're legal to drink, and then
Just
watch
know
3.
it's not going to be as good as the other installments. But anyway, neither here nor there.
I appreciate that, because, we had the first one, and it was, God bless them, Billy and Stu, fucking idiots.
We love them. They were awful.
But every single killer that we've had has been directly related to Sydney or the events of her life in some way. We had Billy and Stu with the whole, your mom did this, and then my family fell apart. We had Billy's mom, right?
Yeah, Mrs. Loomis.
And then we had her half-brother?
Yes, that was he was the mastermind in 3, for sure.
And then we had her, I think that was her niece?
Cousin.
Cousin, thank you. And that was the first one we had that wasn't based on events in Sydney's past, but that was based on the murders.
Yes.
That was reacting to this shit keeps happening to you, I'm going to capitalize on that. I want to be the new you.
Mm-hmm. I want my 15 minutes, essentially, yeah.
So depending on who this Ghostface is / are, because we have a tradition in this franchise usually, if it's another person who's related to her, we're keeping in tradition. If it's not, this is the first time, it's not the first time that we have, I'm doing this because these murders happened. It's, I'm doing this because these murders happened, and I don't know you, but I can Google. But I've read Gail's book. But I've watched, I've read all of the reports that Deputy Dewey put in. But I can watch the trial and the TV reports and we have a copycat killer who is obsessed if they're not related.
It definitely reads as obsessed.
killer.
Yeah, not necessarily fanboy per se, fanboy or fangirl, or just fan, period. But it's an honor speaks volumes. I would agree. This is, technically speaking, everything after the original is a copycat killer. But, yeah, to me, that there's a certain reverence with it's an honor
Yeah.
that
someone who has met her before would not have had.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even though it's always the same costume and it's always the same voice, because Ghostface is a different person every single time, they always have a different attitude towards Sydney, which ranges from like, I mean, they all loathe her to a degree, but like the reasons for it always varies. Whether it's jealousy, whether it's misplaced blame, there's always some reason.
It's generally both of those. We had misplaced blame, and then we had misplaced blame the sequel, and then I think we had jealousy for 3, and
Jealousy.
we definitely had jealousy for 4.
Yeah.
This take your fucking pick, man.
Yeah.
This doesn't feel like jealousy of someone you know. This feels like jealousy of, I want to be that person. I know everything about them, and I either want them to be my friend or I want to be them.
Yeah, but
Creepy parasocial bullshit.
instead of, you know, the culprit in 4 who wanted to be Sydney, like, it seems very apparent that this person just wants to be Ghostface.
I wonder if they're like, well, I'm gonna win this time. I mean, every Ghostface is like, I'm gonna win this time.
Yeah, I don't think any
But
Ghostface
this one-
goes in thinking, she's gonna kick my ass.
And then you look at the blooper reel from the 4th movie, and just that poor stunt double that she fucking clobbers.
There's a
Pretty
blooper
great.
where Neve Campbell grabs a picture frame and hits a stunt actor playing Ghostface, you know, with this
Over
picture
the head, as you do.
which is, you know, what's supposed to happen, but she clocked him real hard, and I don't think it
He
broke apart in the
staggers.
way that it was supposed to, because he definitely staggers.
And she does this, you okay?
Yeah, oh man, poor Neve Campbell's going like, oh, are you alright? And like cupping him in the face, being like, hey, are you okay, buddy?
But
Oh,
yeah,
man.
so this I think is the first Ghostface that hasn't approached it from you're going down derogatory or you're going down related. It's you're going down competition.
You're going down, but really, I'm just happy to be here.
It's like, it's my chance to test my mettle against the best there is. You're murdering teenagers. The best there is.
To me, I mean, it's obviously it's not a one-to-one comparison,
No.
but if you've seen episode 2 of What If, where Star-Lord is actually T'Challa, like, it's giving me big, like, oh my gosh, like, this is Star-Lord vibes.
You're Sydney.
Wow, like, is it fair? Are you sure? Like, there's a more sportsman way of going about this.
But yeah, no, this is definitely, I would say, my guess here, unrelated killer. Someone we're definitely going to meet over the course of the movie, of course. In any good whodunit, that's what you do. But killer who is not related to Sydney or Gale or Dewey. Killer who is doing the parasocial weird fanboy thing.
I mean,
And yeah,
go ahead.
I don't know if we're going to see our main 3 survive again. I would love for that to happen. Don't break the fucking rules on me, movie. But we'll see. I also appreciate the just starting, I want to play a game.
Yeah.
There's some jigsaw bullshit, mind you. You're in the wrong franchise. We already had a Billy in this franchise. He's been dead for 3 movies.
It is funny that, you know, Ghostface was like, hey, let's play a game first, and then that phrase ended up getting more associated with Jigsaw for obvious reasons.
That's true.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like Ghostface said, let's play a game, or I want to play a game. He was like, More of a game, really.
It just started as like this real casual conversation, and then it slowly got more sinister, and then it turned into play a game with me for your boyfriend.
Technically speaking, he didn't even say, "What's your favorite scary movie?" in the way that everybody quotes. He literally just very casually asked, "Oh, what's your favorite?"
It's a Luke, I am your father moment.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not the quote, but that's how everyone remembers
That's
it.
how everybody remembers it.
Or play it again, Sam.
Now, on that particular note, I think we would be doing a disservice in our discussion if we didn't mention that there have been a lot of rumors that Matthew Lillard is also returning for this movie. Nothing...
Rumors propagated by Matthew Lillard himself.
Yeah, look, I don't think so. Stu's pretty dead.
He's like, it's just a TV to the head. And we're like, dude, buddy,
Look,
I would love to see you come back as a different character and just have everyone kind of go, like, the whole movie, and then he helps, like, save the day or something. I would love that.
Apparently, according to one of those listicles on YouTube, apparently he was actually an extra, a background extra in 2, and there were plans to bring him back in some capacity in either the 3rd or 4th film. Excuse me. And those things just never materialized for one reason or another. Which is one of the reasons
this
why...
isn't really a bring people back from the dead franchise.
Which it really shouldn't.
Yeah, no.
Look,
Ghostface is one of the only serial horror icons. If not the... I don't know if he's the only, but as far as I know, he's the only. Where it's still a horror icon, but it's a different person every time.
It would be a massive retcon to sidestep and say that Stu has been alive this whole time just in prison. It would be a huge retcon. Would I be happy to see Matthew Lillard running around and doing stuff? Absolutely! It would be a huge retcon, and they'd have to pull it off really well to make it work.
It kind of cheapens the first movie.
It would absolutely cheapen the first movie if they did that. But it's one of those things where it's like, what if they do? But Matthew Lillard,
again, I would love to have him as a completely unrelated character and just keep doing the gag of,
hello, I know Drew, Stu's distant cousin.
Not even that. Just completely different human being.
Oh, I want it to rhyme with Stu.
Well, yeah, no. Like, something that rhymes with Stu, but literally no relation, never heard of the guy. Something completely
the mystery,
different.
Like they pull a Scream 3 for a second where they're on. Like they're on a movie set and the mystery machine just rolls by and Matthew Lillard's the one driving and no one says anything and the moment just passes by without anyone acknowledging it.
Well, they're just having a conversation in the foreground and in the background that's what's happening. It's like, that's Matthew Lillard's cameo.
Oh,
yeah, that he is an absolute delight, and I would be down for him in the movie provided he is not reprising a character who is super dead.
Yeah, I mean that would be the bummer. Is like, as much as I would love to see the AU where Stu survives, that is what it would have to be. It would have to be an AU because, yeah, it absolutely cheapens the first one. But those are all rumors, unsubstantiated.
Like I said,
and
propagated by Matthew Lillard.
It's probably just Matthew Lillard having some fun.
Oh yeah, and everyone just eating it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's be real, Matthew Lillard lives his life having some fun. The dude is pretty awesome, and if you're into D&D, look up Beetle and Grimm.
He seems pretty cool, just generally
I've
speaking.
met him a whole of once, and it was great. He's hysterical.
As have I. He seems like a really cool dude. But anywho, we don't have rumors to go off of. We just have this trailer, and I'm liking what I see so far. It definitely feels like a different...
Darker.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a different style than all of Wes's movies, but I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. As we've seen with the Scream TV series, a slightly different style is not inherently bad.
Also, I will lose my entire mind if any of the TV characters show up in this.
You know who
completely.
I'd really like to see?
Who'd you like to see?
Hayden Panettiere.
Oh my god, yes.
I did not see her in this trailer, and I have not heard any official casting one way or another, and her character is probably definitely dead. However,
it's one of those things where it's like, they never finalized that kill, and we never saw a finalized kill, like, on the cutting room floor or in the special edition, as far as I know.
It's very rare, too, that we don't see somebody die on screen in this series. So the fact that, like, we cut away from her before she's actually dead and then never cut back, that's a huge bummer, because
she's the killer.
That would be hilarious.
The thing is, though, that doesn't make... See, it makes sense, but also it would be contingent on you had to have seen the previous movie. Like...
Well, I would assume...
Or they would have her show up.
I would assume that they're... Because all three of our trio are still around, I assume that there's going to be some acknowledgement of, like, even if they don't reference very specific events, I mean...
We're on 5. You can't
We're on
not
5,
what's
yeah.
happened before.
We're on 5,
Especially if we're going to have someone doing the "it's an honor to meet you," if we're going to have a copycat killer.
Well, yeah, they're going to be talking about one, for sure. But I would say that nothing is off the table in terms of references and nods to continuity, because it is extremely rare for any horror series to have this many reoccurring characters for 5 entries.
And that is why I worry about them. Like,
Yeah.
I really like that this has been a thing. And
it's one of the things that makes Scream really unique.
I will be so mad if the movie's like, we're gonna do what everyone else does! Like, no. Stop that.
Because usually after an entry or two, that's when usually
The previous
star...
final girl gets...
Yeah, that's when usually well, not just, killed, but, like, usually that's when just the actors in general don't want to come back anymore. Because they want to go and do other things. They don't want to be locked into doing horror. So unless you're, like, Doug Bradley...
Nat Campbell out here like, let's go.
So unless you're, like, Doug Bradley playing Pinhead, or Kane Hodder playing Jason, or Robert Englund playing Freddy, it's very unlikely that you're going to be around for that many entries. I think, Donald Pleasance playing Dr. Loomis.
We've inverted this. Because usually we've been saying it's been most horror franchises are, it's Freddy, it's Jason. It's, it's the one person.
It's the horror icon, yeah.
And we cycle through victims, survivors, etc. We've had a different person behind the mask every single time for Scream, but the same protagonist!
Because Sydney keeps going. Like the Energizer Bunny. She cannot be stopped.
Just straight up, not in my movie, was the emphasis line for putting Billy down in the first movie, and she's just lived by that.
Even where, like, something like Halloween, where they get their star to come back depending on the sequel, in terms of Halloween, Jamie Lee Curtis, she's come back for certain sequels, but only under very specific circumstances.
Yeah.
So, and you can't, when you're doing a franchise, if you have somebody like Michael or Jason or Freddy, because they're all sort of quasi-supernatural depending on the movie.
We have 2 blatantly supernatural and one, I don't know how you fucking explain this guy. We have 2, we're in the realm of the supernatural, and one, Michael fucking Myers, I guess?
For that third one, it depends on the movie.
You're right.
Depends on the
You're
movie.
right, because we did go blatantly supernatural with Michael, and then we rolled it back, and then we did a remake, and then we really rolled that back, and now we've got the newest Halloween
there are some Halloween movies where they mention literal curses, and then there are other ones where it's like, there goes his head.
And that is why for Halloween 2018, was it 2018? They basically went, fuck all y'all. We have the OG Halloween, and we're building on that.
But when
no
you have
siblings, no curses, no cults, no masks. Well, one specific mask, but no pumpkin witch or skeleton? What was the third one?
Yeah, skeleton.
Thank you.
But it is very interesting that when you have a supernatural horror icon, no matter how badass, and even if they win at the end of the movie, there is it doesn't matter if you're a final girl, there is no stopping the horror icon. Not so with Sidney Prescott, because
Totally
she
stoppable. Already stopped.
One, she's only going up against actual humans,
Yes.
who often trip in their costumes because they're doofuses. And two,
So, you open a door abruptly into their faces and they...
she always double taps.
Yes. This is the point where the killer jumps up for one last
Nope.
stare.
Nope.
Not in my movie. Like, just, yep.
And
Yep,
it's
yep,
so
yep, I miss
rare.
Randy.
It's so rare to have that be the declaration and for that to remain consistent. Like, it's pretty dang cool, and it's one of those things that makes Scream special, even if the sequels don't always live up to how good the original is.
Yeah.
So it is something very interesting and very fun, and I am very interested to see how this next entry measures up and what it has to say about the state of modern horror. Because
This is probably going to be only my second horror movie in theaters.
are you excited? I'll be honest, I didn't think you would want to go with me.
I could have sworn I told you I would once we knew that this was going to be a thing.
That was probably a day that wasn't yesterday, and therefore it has completely
That's
left my
fair.
brain.
And let's be real, had this been normal times and normal releases happen in normal times, this would have been my third horror movie in theaters, because you bet your ass I would have parked my ass in a theater to see Willy's Wonderland.
It's very silly.
But that came out on streaming and Blu-ray only, so I definitely paid to rent it more than once.
And we'll do so again very
It's
soon.
terrible. I love it. It's actually not terrible. It's a weird... We have a whole video about Willy's Wonderland. You should watch that too.
Go watch
Um,
it and get yourself
I have so many
some
opinions.
pizza, get yourself some beer if you are of drinking age, and sit down and watch Willy's Wonderland because it is a pizza and beer kind of movie.
It's your birthday and we want you to have fun.
All right.
I love that fucking movie so much.
We veered off
Anyway,
into talking
yes.
about Willy's Wonderland.
We have. That means it's time to end this.
Any final thoughts?
Ah!
It's so good to be
I'm
back.
just halfway between. I'm so excited. You better not fuck this up, movie.
Don't fuck it up.
Just, I'm in the Venn diagram overlap between them both, which is like, yay!
I'm very excited. All right. On that note, Katie, where can people go if they want to keep up with you?
You can follow me all over the social medias as well as on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. If you like reaction videos to non-horror things, they live on that channel. Yes.
And I'm Megan. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at TheMenguin. That's TheMenguin. We are also members of Rooster Team Radio. And I also have a podcast called No Love Lost, where my co-host Will Link loves Lost, and I don't, and we talk about it. Be sure to follow Silver Screams at Silver_Screams. Like us on Facebook, all that jazz. I think that's all the stuff.
We've got a little more stuff.
Oh, yes.
We've got a little
Sorry,
more
it's
stuff.
been so long
It's
since
been
we've done
so
one of these.
long.
Yes.
We have the important stuff. Get vaccinated, wear a mask, Black Lives Matter. I keep saying APAC and AAPI, and I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's AAPI.
AAPI.
AAPI Lives Matter. Indigenous Peoples Lives Matter. Trans Lives Matter. All of that. We love you. Wear a mask. Be compassionate to one another. Stay safe out there.
Be safe, everybody. We love you. And I can't wait. I'm just so happy. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you all next time. Hey, I just met you. And this is crazy.
But here's my number.
So call me maybe.
There is a serial killer version that only has the first part of the first verse written, but it has been stuck in my head for like a week, and it's just, I know there's a Ghostface
Go to the
version.
Merkins. Go to the Merkins YouTube channels and check out their Call Me Maybe parody. It is a delight.